5:40 on this Tuesday morning. Tax day is finally here, and we want to help families get more cash in their pockets. That's why Mary is standing by with David Perez with Liberty Income Tax to answer all your income tax needs. Mary?
Thanks, Joey. That's right. Good morning, David. Thank you so much for being up with us this early.
I know. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You know, tax season is finally here. People want that extra cash in their pockets, like Joey mentioned. But there are some, new stuff coming up, new changes. Can you tell us a little bit about some of them that you've noticed this year?
Well, first off, the IRS started allowing us to file tax returns on a Tuesday, which is today. Today is the first day to file your taxes.
Yeah.
In previous years, it's been on Fridays, so this is kind of a new thing for all of us. We're not, I guess they changed it up, so now we have to kind of think of the way we're going to file and how we're going to process returns. Usually it was just kind of a streamline, let's do it Fridays, and Friday afternoon we're like rocking and rolling, and now it's Tuesday and we're getting ready to send everything off. Well, we did that last night, but of course to check for the IRS acknowledgments and such this morning.
So, one thing for sure, people want that money and they want it quick,
Yeah.
When you file electronically, people maybe don't understand the procedure that goes on. Can you kind of explain how that happens?
What happens is when we file an electronic return, we prepare a return for you, and then what we do, submit it electronically to the IRS. When the IRS receives this return, they'll either say it's a good return or it has an error or something may be wrong with it to double check it. So what we do is we'll submit it, and once it gets accepted by the IRS, we have about 8 to 12 days before we get a response back as far as a refund is concerned.
Sounds good. So for those people that do an electronic return, usually they'll get it on direct deposit, and it's on every Friday.
Yes, it is every Friday. We'll get a direct deposit depending on how you filed, meaning if you have filed that you have a direct deposit into your personal bank account or a check mailed. It does take a little longer if you mail it to your house, but of course every Friday you'll be receiving your refund.
Yeah, and that takes about 8 to 15 days, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so then if you go the old route, the snail mail, it sure does take a little longer. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Oh, wow. If you do, which most people don't file by paper anymore, and those that do, of course, are encouraged not to anymore. Just go ahead and try to file electronically if you can. Takes about 2 to 3 weeks. It's a little bit longer. It's going to take a little longer for you to get it. I always encourage everybody to do it electronically. It's the best way to do it. It's the most efficient way to file.
Right. And do you feel like perhaps either way there's more pros and cons, maybe even getting lost in the mail, all those little problems that arise?
Yeah, I would, things do happen. I mean, the mail system isn't perfect. Electronically you can track things as they go to the IRS. If you mail it, you never know when it's going to come back, and if it was received or acknowledged by the IRS, it would take days, if not weeks, before you'd even figure out if they didn't have your return.
Right. And what's the national number? I think we have it there in case people have any questions. These are very simple questions that sometimes people probably don't keep in mind or they don't know any better. So the 1-800 number is there. Do you encourage folks to call that number?
Yeah, definitely. You would want to call the 800 number. Do you want me to mention it?
Sure, go ahead. It's right there.
It's 1-800-829-1040.
Oh, that's you right there with that crown.
Yeah. So we encourage everybody to go ahead and if you have any questions regarding IRS of their acknowledgments, you can call the IRS at that number.
And speaking of crowns, you brought us a little something. So we always like free gifts.
Definitely.
Liberty Income Tax.
Yes.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Go, David. And so you can pick one of these babies up when they go in. You have various locations in the valley.
Yes, we do. We have 2 locations in Brownsville, southmost in Boca Chica Boulevard. We have one in Harlingen on Tyler, and we have one on 13th Street, and we also have a new office in San Benito.
Okay, sounds good. And the number that you prefer them to call?
You can call our main office at 956-365-4829, which is for tax.
All right, David, and we're going to have you a little later on the show. Stick around with us. Let's send it back to Joey.